Hey guys, it's Belina Jewel here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as some of you guys may know, Barbie movie is coming out very soon and I am so excited for it because I grew up with Barbies, I grew up with Brats, I grew up with playing with dolls, and I absolutely love them till this day. In honor of the Barbie movie that's coming out, I wanted to make a cute little outfit that's just inspired by some of my favorite looks from Barbie and just overall the essence of who Barbie is to me, how she is so confident and she is someone who is not afraid to step into any field. She's able to be versatile when it comes to fashion, whether it be she gets dressed up or she's wearing streetwear or she's wearing gowns or whatever the case is. Barbie just tackles it all. She does it all. I feel like that is so relatable for someone like me who is a creative and artist at heart, because we get told a lot that you have to stick to one thing and that in general being an artist is not really realistic for becoming successful or having financial abundance. And that's not true. I feel like I'm so happy to know that there is a doll like Barbie that exists that shows that she lived all that, but then it's like real life for me because I do so many things talent wise that sometimes you're not gonna just choose one. You're gonna wear all hats, you're gonna be a Renaissance man. So if anybody is similar to me who is always unsure of what path they have to head down because they have so many different hats that they wear, don't feel pressured to just choose one. There is no rule that says that you can't do all. Now, in terms of time management, that sometimes can be difficult for us multi-creative people, but with some good tips and tricks that I will share with you all, you guys will also be able to incorporate good time management and balancing out how to live and pursue your dreams and your many other dreams that you have. I haven't really come up with the theme. I just wanted to pay homage and create a really cool design, whether it be a dress or a suit or a jacket or a skirt. I haven't decided yet, but that's what you guys are going to get to stay tuned for. I'm actually going to be using this beautiful pink velvet that I got from the Garment District. Velvet is a little bit of a difficult fabric to work with. I should be a little bit more specific in the sense when I say velvet, I mean stretch velvet. This is a stretch velvet, so it can be tricky to work with, but I have high hopes that whatever I do is going to come out bomb, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. But like, look how pretty it is. Like, I'm very much obsessed with it. Like it's giving gown. It's giving gown. I think that I need to make a gown with this. I don't know, guys. I think that I'm going to be making a dress, but we'll see because it might turn into a two-piece because the vibes are telling me. It's saying, you know, I have my fabric here and we're just gonna drape. We're gonna do it. We're gonna let the mind flow. We're gonna see what shapes and things I'll come up with. I'm thinking, because right now it's summer, that I will do a summer dress because the velvet is really a fall winter type of fabric, but if you think about the 90s, a lot of the time people did wear velvet dresses and cute little skirt sets and shirts like this, and you were able to get away with it even wearing it in a hotter environment. So yeah, I think I'll just probably do the same. Barbie literally had so many different phases, so many different eras. So like there's a Barbie from the 60s that is very, very high-end looking. She was always dressed. Those Barbies were always dressed. You know, in the 60s, people did get dressed. So the time that it was around, it just made sense for those dolls to be as dressy as they look. So I'm just playing with this fabric. I don't know. I'm gonna see what I can create. That's the beauty about, again, draping. You just let your mind go wild. The dress that I'm making is just an inspired dress. I was trying to find some really cool velvet looks that maybe Barbie did really wear and have as the doll, but I couldn't find any that were like in this color. So I just told myself that I'm gonna do something inspired, and this is what I would wear if I was Barbie, or if I could meet the real life Barbie. Maybe this is what I would gift her. I could do a cowl neck. Those are always pretty. But like a deep one. Oof. It's giving gown. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, I think I've got it. It looks so freaking fancy. It's giving more of, it's giving 1920s, like flapper, or 1930s, that era where they used to do a lot of drapery and a lot of cinched in details. So maybe Barbie didn't start until like the 60s, I believe. The 50s or the 60s. And maybe I could make a Barbie that is like the 30s. This is what she would have wore if she was in the 30s or she was a flapper girl. It's giving Madame Gres. She's a very, very famous dressmaker. She is basically the start of that draped dress aesthetic. So she was a designer from the 20th century, and she started working during the 1930s, but some of her more popular pieces are well known from the time frame from like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Oh my gosh, I embarrassed myself, guys. Okay, so her name is pronounced Madame Gres. So sorry. But yes, Madame Gres is very important to fashion, and she actually was a sculptor. She wanted to pursue sculpting, but she was not able to because I guess her family kind of shunned it. So she turned to draping, and thank God she did, because a lot of the dresses that you see that are very draped, that are very flowy, a lot of those type of dresses are inspired by her. She was an amazing designer for that time frame, and it's so crazy how fashion just evolves but also still comes back, because a lot of the stuff that she used to make is very popular today. She's known for the Grecian goddess type of look, and she is very known for the wrap dress. So for us ladies, you know that wrap dresses are super in right now. Say thanks to her, because she was the starter of it. The Barbies from the 60s are wearing pieces that she would have designed, and a lot of her work was very finely made. So she was very detail oriented and delicate in the way that she would drape things. It's gorgeous. So shout out to her. If she didn't start that movement, we wouldn't be here today with women's fashion. She's a very important part of fashion. I remember I actually did make a dress in my second semester that was inspired by her, and I was so shocked with myself because my professor came over and was like, "Whose dress is this?" And I thought I was in trouble. I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna say it's not a good dress." And he's like, "This dress is amazing. This dress is so advanced. This is far beyond second semester." Mind you, I had another teacher who was trying to tell me that I didn't even belong in the fashion design program. So it just comes to show you that don't listen to people like that, because I was able to block that person out and excel and make something that was far more advanced for someone who was in second semester. And that was just me having fun with it. Like, I wasn't thinking about making it that way or making it advanced. I just kind of let my brain flow, just like I'm doing today. This is Maggie, and she is our older pit bull. She's camera shy, guys. She knows exactly what a camera is and a phone, and when it's in her face, she's like, "You see that side eye, guys?" But she's a sweetheart. We've had her since 2012, and she's my little bean, because she likes to curl up in a ball on my bed majority of the days. She likes to curl up on a ball on everybody's bed most of the time. Right, Mo? Me and her are super close. Like, this is my girl. We got Luna, the other black dog that you may have seen in another video. We got Luna for Maggie, so she could have a friend. But there's a little bit of an age difference, so Luna sometimes gets more excited and wants to constantly play, while Maggie just wants to chill out because she's like 11 years old. But she still don't sleep on her, because she still acts like a puppy and she still looks like one. I decided to actually not do like the cowl dress that I had before, but I think that I want to keep that type of gathered effect that I had before here, and I want to make it a skirt, so it's kind of like more usable. Like if I want to put a different top one day. pretty much marked everything here, and now I'm just gonna cut this out at the bottom. I have everything marked, so like even if it's a little wonky looking, it's a little messy, it's all right because it's marked. It's good. We're good. No, okay, I'm indecisive. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna cut it, and then once I'm starting to cut it, I will take it off, and then I will make sure that the line is straight. So I'm gonna pin my fabric in place. I've marked on one side what it looks like, so I'm just doing the other side. I'm gonna be doing the seam allowance, but I'm just gonna pin this. It's fine. That way, even though I did mark both sides, I'm just gonna use one side just to make sure that it's symmetrical. Be mindful not to stretch anything out while I'm cutting this. So this is kind of like my little signature thing that I'm doing without even realizing it. I love this little cinch detail, so I've put them in a couple of my dresses already. So yeah, I'm just gonna sew this. Now I'm like making some ruffles. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna put them, but I'm just kind of just doing it. Sometimes that's how my brain works. I just make stuff off the top of the dome. That's why I love draping so much, because it's very visual based, and if something doesn't work, you can just take it off. But if something works, you can slap it on and just see how it looks, how it works, how it drapes. So I'm making this ruffle effect. And basically, to make the ruffle effect, all I did was I sewed a straight line across. The thread that is on the wrong side of the fabric is the string that I'm pulling. So when I pull it gently, it makes this effect. And you just follow it through all the way to the point that you want it to be ruffled. For me, in this instance, this whole strip needs to be ruffled. I did a previous one and it looks like this. There's these strings hanging everywhere, and I may clean finish it by inserting it into a seam, maybe do the bottom, hem the bottom, but that's how this looks. I just draped this corset that I'm going to be pairing with the skirt. That's how it looks. Can't really see it, but it's cute. It's like a little under thingy. I also sewed this off camera, like this little heart detail for the back. So for all the girls with nice backs, this is for you. This heart. Hopefully you guys will appreciate this. So change of plans, I decided to do a different top because I felt like the other one was giving too glamorous and not enough Barbie, but that dress will be used for something else. I'm still going to do that dress, just a different day. I'm deciding to do this, and then I'm going to maybe put these ruffles that I did like that. Guys, I am so frustrated right now. Like, it's not even funny. This top is gonna be the death of me. It's so cute, but because I didn't add padding in it, it started to slouch in the front, and I had to unseam rip everything. Firstly I had to cut it into the fabric, which made it smaller. So now it's gonna be a smaller top, and I don't know if it's gonna fit me. And now I have to unseam rip these tiny little things. I don't know if you guys can even see that, but do you see this small stitching here? Please ignore my band-aid. I have to unseam rip all of that, and velvet is one of the hardest fabrics to work with. Anybody who's a beginner starting with velvet, it's a little bit of a complex fabric, so I would not recommend somebody who's a beginner to work with stretch velvet. This fabric is really difficult to work with if you make a mistake on it. Because it's stretch, it's harder to unseam rip without ripping the fabric, and it can just be a real headache. I remember actually starting with velvet, stretch velvet. Literally one of the first things I ever made was with stretch velvet, and for someone who didn't know how to sew, it was a headache, but at the time I really didn't mind because I was just so excited to start sewing. But let me tell you, I've been sewing since 2016 or 15, and it is still a headache to work with. And I think I make pretty complex garments at this point, and it's still very frustrating to work with because it shifts. It's stretchy, so if you make a mistake, it's like internally I knew that I was supposed to put a cup inside or some type of boning to add structure to this top so it stayed up. I avoided it, and because I avoided it, I ran into the problem that I knew I was going to run into. For people who are sewing, if you know in your instinct it's telling you to do something, do not try to take the shortcut, because that's what I did. I tried to take the shortcut because I was like, okay, I could just finesse it and like it'll be fine, and then it wasn't fine because the top was literally folding over because it's a curve here. Anytime you have a curve, if you don't have any structure or support in here like a cup, it's gonna fall over because there's nothing angular about it to keep it up. It's just gonna fall over. So I cut some batting up, and I told myself that I'll just put it in here, see what happens, maybe add a little boning, and hopefully that'll make this less of a headache because I'm practically done with the bottom. It's just the top now. So I'm about to start doing my makeup for the shoot because it is time. So I'm actually really excited to shoot this because if you guys knew what I went through to just literally get this outfit done, I went through hell. My serger stopped working. Velvet stretch fabric is not user friendly, and there was just a lot. There was a lot with this outfit that was giving me problems. It was a mess. It was a mess. Oh my gosh, guys. The end result is giving, let me tell you. I'm very happy with how it came out. But to work with stretch fabric that is velvet, it's a headache. It's a real headache, guys. So here I am doing my Barbie look. Finally, oh my gosh, it's been long overdue, and I was jamming out to all my Y2K songs, Britney Spears, Nelly Furtado, you know, all the girlies. But I truly hope that this video inspired you guys to either create your own Barbie looks if you haven't already, if you're late to the game like me. Lesson I learned here was, although time waits for no one, being present and having fun when you're creating is the most important part of being an artist. So without further ado, here is the finished Barbie look. Subscribe, like, and comment, and thanks so much for watching.